Is it really that bad if you don't feed a balanced raw meal every single day? Veterinarians, as well as raw feeders, highly encourage owners to balance their pets' homemade meals. Because if their bodies aren't taking in the nutrients needed to function properly, eventually it'll start to shut down. Nutrient deficiencies will negatively impact your pet's eyes, coat, skin, organs, lymph nodes, bones, and even their immune system. In fact, nutrient guidelines for cats and dogs are set in place because health problems like this occurred during research studies. Now, the big problem with homemade diets is owners don't even realize these issues can happen to their pet. Back when I was working at a veterinary hospital, I got to know a black Labrador that boarded during the summer. I was super excited when his owner told me she fed him a raw diet. But what she said right after completely took away my excitement. She told me his diet consisted of raw ground beef, eggshells, and broccoli. I thought, okay, pretty decent foods, and I sat there waiting for her to tell me the rest of the ingredients. Like maybe a raw meaty bone, some organ meat, an oily fish, supplements, something. But nope, that was it. I sat there in shock, but she didn't notice. She handed me his containers of food and left. In a diet like this, at least half of the essential nutrients her dog needed were not being met. Summers came and went, and every time he came in to board, his diet was exactly the same. Then, one summer, he never showed up. A little voice in my head wondered if something could have happened to him, but I shook it off as his owner's just not going on vacation that year. As summer ended, we got a call from his owners. They told us he passed away. I was in shock, but was I really? When my coworker asked what had happened, his owner just assumed it was old age. Yes, he was getting up there in age, but he wasn't yet at the age that Labradors commonly pass away. Whenever I look back on it, I can't help but wonder if his diet contributed to it. And this story brings me to the main question. Is it really that bad if you don't feed a balanced diet every single day? Well, when I first started feeding raw, I truly believed this. As I was learning, I was hounded by raw feeders and veterinarians on the importance of balancing. My pet's health was now in my hands, and it was my responsibility to formulate their food. Even though I didn't fully know what I was doing at the time, I tried my best to make sure I was meeting every single nutrient every single day. At one point, I even thought Matsu would become deficient in vitamin A and copper because he ran out of liver once. I became obsessive with making sure that each part was measured out to the exact gram, and I truly believed that every single meal needed to be perfectly balanced. But did they really? When it comes down to it, our pets are very resilient creatures. For instance, in the initial studies that were conducted to pinpoint nutrient deficiencies, most were determined after months of testing. To put it into perspective, just look at how we feed ourselves. Even if you strive to eat the healthiest diet possible, are you counting every nutrient that you take in every single day? Do you even know your own nutrient requirements? My point is, while the health problems associated with nutrient deficiencies are very real, they don't happen after one unbalanced meal. Even though I still strive to make each meal balanced, I did cut back on magnifying each food down to the single gram. Balancing over the course of a week is still perfectly fine to do when making homemade diets, unless you're feeding a growing pet that needs these nutrients daily for growth. So, I want to know, are you someone who obsessively tries to balance your pet's meals? I know that if you've watched a lot of my videos, I've probably scared you into thinking that way. But I don't want to make your raw feeding experience stressful. That's why I wanted to give you some reassurance with this video. Anyway, let me know in the comments below.